talk about comparative and superlative. Just take a look over here. Comparative and superlative rules to make the comparative of adjective. Adjective with one syllable. Usually, if one adjective has only one syllable, we add er to make the comparative form, and we add est to make the superlative form. Let's move on. Next page. We have here one illustration, and we have adjective. It's adjective and comparative form and superlative form. So we have clean, that's turned to cleaner when you put the comparative form, and we have cleanest when you put est to make superlative form. See? So we have cold, colder, coldest. With small, smaller, smallest. Young, younger, youngest. Tall, turning to taller, and tallest. Just say taller and tallest. What is the comparative? Taller or tallest? Please tell me.
The comparative is
taller or tallest?
taller.
Taller is a
Comparative.
And tallest?
Superlative.
Superlative. There are some spelling changes if there is one vowel followed by one consonant at the end of the adjective. We often double the consonant. Let's move on to see the rollout. So we have the adjective wet. Comparative, we have wetter. Superlative, we have wettest. Big, turn on to bigger. So big and bigger. See? And we have biggest. Hot, hotter, hottest. Thin, thinner, and thinnest. The adjective ends in y. This often changes to I. So we have adjective dry, turning to on, drier, driest, superlative. If the adjective ends in E, we don't add another E, just R. Example, nice, nicer, nicest, superlative, nicer, comparative. Don't forget, please. Large, larger, largest. Let's move on. Even when the adjective has only one syllable, it's still not wrong to use more or most. This is a different rule. It's not a general rule. It's some rules apart. So we have more and most. It's possible to say more wet instead of wetter, or most tall instead of taller. But don't forget, we generally use taller, not most taller. But it's possible to say most tall. This is not incorrect. Remember this. There are few adjectives that we have to use more or most with, even though they only have one syllable. We can't add IE or EST. Let's move on. So we have here fun, more fun, or most fun, not funner. In this case, we don't use the general rules. You just use more, or must, or most. So, real, more real, most real. Not realer, realist. Not at all. Right, more right, most right. You don't use not realer, not realist. Right, more right, most right. Not righter, not rightest. Wrong, more wrong, most wrong. Not wronger, not wrongest. Adjective with 2 syllables. 4. Adjectives with 2 syllables. We generally use more or most. In this case, this is a general rule. Don't forget. This is not one apart rules. This is a general rules. Okay? So we have careful. This is a big adjective, more than 2 syllables. We must, it's not should, must use more careful for comparative and most careful for superlative, right? So, bored, bored, more bored, most bored. But some 2 syllable adjectives can take ER or EST. It is also fine to use more for the comparative or most for the superlative. Let's move on and see. Clever, cleverer, cleverest. Simple, simpler, simplest. Narrow, narrower, narrowest. Quite, quieter, quietest. Adjectives with 2 syllables that end in Y usually can add I, R, or I, or E, add ER or EST. Y generally changes to I. It is also fine to use more or most. For example, dirty, dirtier, dirtiest. Pretty, prettier, prettiest. Happy, happier, happiest. Ugly, uglier, ugliest. Adjectives with more than 2 syllables. Let's move on. Adjective with more than 2 syllables can only make their comparative by using more and their superlative by using most.